Every time I talk about this story, it creeps me out even more. Welcome back to Creepy Crochet and Creepy Pasta. Let's get into today's scary story. My parents and I were invited by one of my dad's friends to spend Christmas together, so since we had nothing to do, my dad agreed. We drove to an Airbnb near Lake Anna in Virginia. Everything was normal at first. The night before we had to leave, we had a typical Christmas evening, gifts, laughter, nothing out of the ordinary, and eventually everyone went to bed. My parents stayed in a room upstairs while me and my sister were in a room near the kitchen. My dad's friend, his wife, and their kids were in the rooms beside us. Me and my sister were on our phones trying to fall asleep when we heard movement in the kitchen. At first, I thought it was my mom getting water or someone grabbing food, but something felt off. The more I listened, the more uneasy I got, like that gut feeling telling you to run, but you can't. The noise didn't sound normal. It sounded like something heavy, like metal, scraping across the floor, but slow, almost like it was happening in slow motion. Then we heard something drop. It sounded like a huge metal object, like a shield, hitting the ground, but again, slowed down in a way that didn't feel real. I looked at my sister and we were both completely freaked out. Then everything went quiet. Too quiet. That's when we heard footsteps coming toward our door. I got up and locked it as quietly as I could. When I looked under the door, it looked like someone was standing right outside. But when I focused, I saw feet. They weren't normal. They looked rotten, like something you'd see on a corpse, with long nails and skin that looked almost transparent. Right after that, we heard knocking. Slow, steady knocking, followed by the sound of nails dragging down the door. Not dull nails, something sharp, like it should have been leaving deep scratches in the wood. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it wasn't human. I walked back toward my sister, and she was standing at the window, terrified. She told me to come look. Outside, we saw something that looked like a floating ball of black smoke, like a cloud, but thicker, almost alive. Then we heard my dad upstairs. The scratching had been so loud, he heard it too. He called out, asking if someone was there, but there was no response. He called my sister and asked if we were making the noise, and we told him no. A few seconds later, he came downstairs, and he looked scared. At the same time, my dad's friend, his wife, and their son came out of their rooms. They had heard everything too. Then their other son came down from upstairs, shaken. He said he had been brushing his teeth when the bathroom light started flickering badly before turning off completely. He turned them back on, but they kept flickering, and his room was directly under the kitchen. We all just stood there, looking at each other. We wanted to leave, but it was the middle of the night, and we were leaving in a few hours anyway, so we stayed. None of us slept. The next morning, we packed up as fast as we could. Before we left, my sister looked outside the kitchen window where she had seen that black shape. She thought maybe it had been a light, but there was nothing there. No light, no source, nothing that could have caused it. And when I looked at the door where I had heard the scratching, there wasn't a single mark. Not one.